Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Life Under Trump, part 155. I am Queen Lillie, and we are discussing all of the corruption that has to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump and his cabinet. It's a lot going on. Elon Musk, he's claiming that he's no longer helping Donald Trump and his cabinet, that he's walking away. I don't believe it. And like I told you all yesterday, Elon is not walking away from Donald Trump. They're trying to fool the American people, but we can't be bamboozled. Hello, King Allen, how you doing? So we're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe and listen to Elon nor Donald Trump because they're both conmen. Also, what Elon Musk and his company are doing to the people in Tennessee, what they putting in the air is affecting the people's lungs. People are getting very ill from it. Because of all the things that Doge has done, has pretty much kept it where Elon is not being punished for what he's doing to the people in Tennessee. Yes, they're having a lot of breathing problems. People are highly sick, but they only did it in the Black neighborhoods. That's why I say Black people are under genocide. There's a Black genocide in America, and Donald Trump is okay with it. We're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Hit the like button as you're coming in. Please hit the... Hey, Queen Vera. Hello, Eartha Williams. Hey, Queen. Hello. Good to see you all. Hello. Be sure to hit that like button as you're coming in. If you want to donate to my channel, you can send super chats, super stickers, and my Venmo and PayPal link is in my description as well. So if you want to support me in that way, you can as well. Again, this is Life Under Trump, part 155. We got a lot to cover. Elon, Donald Trump's cabinet members, corruption in the White House. One moment, please. I got 2 peach cobblers in the oven, so this may not be a long live. Hit that like button as y'all coming in, please. Thank you. I miss you too, Queen Vera. I really miss you. You put a smile on my face, and Eartha as well, because I haven't seen you all. Both of you beautiful queens. One moment. Just a moment. So, beautiful kings and queens, I want y'all to remember that on June the 14th, which is Donald Trump's birthday, we will not be celebrating Donald Trump. We will be celebrating President Barack Obama. So I want y'all to remember that. I'm going to show you a video right quick, but I just want to refresh your memory about that, okay?
Please tell me that y'all have heard what the Chinese are saying now. These people are saying that Trump keep calling them to make a deal. And every time he calls, they put him on hold and let him hear speeches from Obama.
We will be celebrating Barack Obama June 14th.
And listen to Obama until he hang up. Ooh, Trump, he already know you done messed up. You done messed up, and now you keep lying, talking about we in negotiation. We know your orange face butt ain't in no negotiation with no China. They don't want nothing to do with you. The sad part about it is, one, we caught in the crosshairs of his ignorance. And two, China probably just willing to let it burn before they'll talk to him. They are probably literally willing to just let it burn.
Thank you, Queen Sunshine.
And we caught in the crosshairs of that. On another note, I do hope that they got him on hold listening to Obama's speeches. Now, it would be better if they had him on hold listening to Biden. Please tell me.
So, yeah, again, June 14th is Donald Trump's birthday. We're celebrating on my channel President Barack Obama. That's who we're celebrating on June 14th. And June 14th is Donald Trump's birthday. We will be celebrating Barack Obama. There will not be any celebration on Donald Trump's birthday for Donald Trump. It's not happening. So, Obama, 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 Obama. What? Obama, Obama, Obama. Y'all remember they used to say that all the time? So that's who we're celebrating. And it has been said that the military is not going to be at Donald Trump's parade. They may still go, but it has been said that they don't have any intentions on attending his parade. It's not someone that dies being drafted into the military. Oh, no, that's an embarrassment to the American people. Obama, 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 Obama. What? So I'm going to show you this right here. In some comparison of Hitler and Satan. You get me?
If Hitler had married Satan, they would have had Donald Trump.
Visit shop.mrwelltraveled.com.
I'm going to show you that again because I want y'all to understand.
Had married Satan, they would have had Donald Trump.
Nikki Giovanni. She said if Hitler would have married Satan, they would have had Donald Trump. Well, we saw Donald Trump's parents. A sight to see. And now we know exactly why Donald Trump is ugly.
If Hitler had married Satan, they would have had Donald Trump.
And on that note, we will be celebrating Barack Obama on June the 14th, which is Donald Trump's birthday. So, Russia put out Melania's news. A little bit more about that, okay?
Evening of his election, November the 5th, they were running naked pictures of his wife on Russian national television.
This is 2016.
No, this is 2024, November the 5th, election night. Congratulations, Donald Trump. And they showed naked pictures of Melania. You can find it on YouTube. And it's signaling. They're signaling to him that they've got something on him, and they're flexing on him, and he's nervous about it. And anybody, listen, there's an expression I'll share with you guys. When the window's open and you hear clippity clop, it's a horse. It's not a zebra. Okay, you don't have to overthink this. On the evening of his election, November the 5th, they were running naked pictures of his wife on Russian national television.
This is 2016.
No, this is 2024, November the 5th, election night. Congratulations, Donald Trump. And they showed naked pictures of Melania. You can find it on YouTube. And it's signaling. They're signaling to him that they've got something on him, and they're flexing on him, and he's nervous about it. And anybody, listen, there's an expression I'll share with you guys. When the window's open and you hear clippity clop, it's a horse. It's not a zebra. Okay, you don't have to overthink this. On the evening of his election, November the 5th.
Donnie, why would we celebrate you when you're a coward? Putin put out news of your wife. You did nothing. And y'all call that man a strong man? Really? A strong man would have stepped up to Putin and let him know, don't you ever do that to my wife. But it's not in Donald Trump to stand up to Putin because Putin got something on him. Could it be another man? What could it be? Because we all know he's a fraud and a con man. It has to be something worse than those things.
Staggering level of corruption from last night's meme coin dinner.
That's what you're focusing on.
40% of Donald Trump's wealth has been accumulated since he became president because of 2 crypto coins. The New York Times did interviews with foreign buyers of this cryptocurrency who came over here to have dinner with him. A guy from South Korea.
This is not even part of the segment.
So what?
We're talking about a meme coin.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about who's corrupt and who is profiting off the American office.
Did he try to cover that up? I don't think so.
Yeah, Caroline Levitt said
you're defending an administration that covered up a dying leader, and you're sitting here going, but meme coin. No.
See, they don't want the truth out about Trump. She's telling the truth about Donald Trump's corruption.
All right, all I'm going to say is
the staggering level of corruption from last night's meme coin dinner.
Y'all remember that big dinner? I showed you the plates that had very little food and a terrible Walmart steak sitting on it with mashed potatoes from a box and carrots that look like they're 10 days old. That dinner. Donald Trump. Everything he's doing right now is illegal in the Oval Office. Corruption at its finest. And this young lady, that queen, was stating facts. But those Republican MAGA men didn't want her to mention it. She's on Fox, but she's going to tell the truth. And I love it. Because we got to keep talking about Donald Trump and his corruption in the Oval Office. Because we got to get him out of there. He has destroyed America. One moment, a little something from Queen Jasmine Crockett.
You know, we talk a lot about Elon, we talk a lot about Donald Trump, but we are not putting enough blame on congressional Republicans and their complicity. Listen, these guys didn't go in and rob us blind by themselves. They had a lot of people that conspired with them and are accomplices to them. So when you are going out and voting, just think about the fact that when we say that we are struggling in a constitutional crisis because these 3 co-equal branches of government seem to not necessarily be holding up, it's because the people that are supposed to hold up their oaths have decided to abdicate their duties. You know, we talk a lot about Elon, we talk a lot about Donald Trump, but we are not putting enough blame on congressional Republicans.
And Queen Jasmine Crockett is right. The Republican Party is just as corrupted as Donald J. Trump. The MAGA Republicans, the Republicans, period, they are afraid of Donald Trump. So they would not be truthful about anything that he's done that is corrupt. But they're just to blame as much as he is. So Jasmine is right. And I can't wait till I go vote this week. And I can't wait till we vote in 2026 because they are afraid that Jasmine Crockett will get rid of them by getting us to get out there and vote. And when she's in that, they take over the House, the Senate, everything, she's going to make sure that Marjorie Taylor Greene would never, ever be in Congress again. They are afraid of her. Donald Trump is afraid of her. You better be. So Elon Musk doesn't like Black people. He and Trump have that in common. And as I started out the program today telling you all what he's doing in Tennessee. Hold on.
I'm currently outside of XAI, which is the new supercomputer that the South African scammer has put in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, specifically in South Memphis, which is the blackest, poorest area of Memphis, Tennessee. So it smells terrible out here. The stench is horrible, and that's because of the air pollution that is going on. We know that there's about 35 gas turbines being used by this facility right now, and the Southern Poverty Law Center believes that that is a violation of the Clean Air Act. But on top of that, this facility requires about 1 million gallons of water per day to cool down the supercomputer. The problem is Memphis sits on top of a natural aquifer, deep groundwater, pure good water that comes out of our tap. And for decades, activists have tried to protect the water because there's constant threats to it, including this right here, okay? Now, they say they're going to build a gray water recycle facility in partnership with the TVA down the street, but the problem is that's only going to reduce the strain on the aquifer by about 9%. And they're still going to dump about 80% of that water into the Mississippi River, which who knows what that will do to the environment as they're dumping that in there, okay? They have purposely put this facility here in a black city in America, again, in one of the poorest, blackest neighborhoods in the city because they want to get away with all of these clean air and clean water violations. And this isn't just going to impact the people around here, okay? If you live out in East Memphis, if you live out in Bartlett or Collierville or whatever, and you're not smelling the air because you're not right on top of it, baby, we drink the same water. The air moves around. This is going to make so many people sick. There's no need for this supercomputer. All it's doing is it's harming our environment. It's harming our water. It's going to make our children sick. It's going to make elderly people in the area sicker. This is not a solution. This is not anything that's going to be of use to anybody in this city. All it is a hindrance. And we need to make sure that the Memphis City Council, that the Shelby County Mayor, that the Memphis City Mayor understand that this is a problem. And we're looking at this nationally, okay? Don't think that the locals are the only ones paying attention to this nonsense. People all around the country and all around the world are watching Memphis right now. And so I'm looking at Memphis leadership and asking, what are you going to do? Because do you really want to have your name on something like this? Do you really want to attach your name to another failure by Elon Musk that is put out to harm people? I'm currently outside of XAI, which
y'all, I keep telling y'all there's a black genocide in America. If I'm wrong, correct me. Everything is being done to destroy black and brown people. And it's where he put his new company is in a black neighborhood. There's a black genocide in America. It's been like that for years, decades, years. From slavery all the way up. They still trying to unalive us. They find different ways to try to do it. Elon Musk is a white South African. He put out that lie, there's a white genocide in South Africa. And the white constituents in South Africa said that's a lie. There's no white genocide, that there's more black Africans being unalived in South Africa. But we know for a fact, all the way back from slavery, there's a black genocide in America.
Here's where it goes from cruel to despicable. While cutting off food aid to Sudanese families living through an actual genocide, you're fast-tracking white South Africans for refugee status under a manufactured claim that they are the victims of genocide. You tried to block the admission of individuals who had already been approved to come here as refugees while making bogus claims to justify granting such status to Afrikaners. You've made a mockery of our country's refugee process, turning it into a system of global apartheid where political ideology and race, more than truth or need, matter. But here's where it goes from cruel to despicable.
Donald Trump is despicable. I told y'all, it's all a lie. There is not a white genocide. White South Africans that live there, they said they would not leave there to come here. And they said that the white South Africans that they sent here are not good people. They are the poorest of the poor. They don't even know how to work forms. And that's why Donald Trump brought them here. Donald Trump got bamboozled. Donnie boy, you never been bright. You never been smart. And you could never get into Harvard. And it is alleged your son couldn't get into Harvard neither. But Melania Trump, she got into Harvard University. Michelle Obama, President Barack Obama, graduated from Harvard University. So Donnie, you the problem. Always have been.
Real. This is Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in Berlin, and they placed Donald Trump's wax figure in a dumpster before they removed it. They had it on display. This is unreal. This is Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in Berlin, and they placed Donald Trump's wax figure in a dumpster.
They put it in the dumpster where it belonged, y'all, because Donald Trump is pure trash. And y'all know I say this all the time, and I will not take it back. Donald Trump is pure trash. So when they put his wax figure in the dumpster, that's where it belongs. Donald Trump is trash. He's trailer park trash living in the Oval Office. He is a crime mob living in the Oval Office. We don't have dignity and honesty in the Oval Office. We have corruption in the Oval Office. That's what we have. So I'm going to show you all this, and it tells you about who has put this country in the most debt between President Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So I'm going to show you, then I'm going to talk about it, okay? You see, Trump has put this country in $8.4 trillion of debt, and President Joe Biden, $4.7 trillion of debt. That's what we are, America. And Donald Trump is adding to this debt with all this craziness. He ripped away funding for what is needed by the people and taking that funding and spending it on himself. Golfing, the sick, stupid birthday parade. And he's calling it what? I can't remember what he's calling it, but it's not what he's saying. That parade is for him. He's a vain, ugly man that can't even afford to be vain. So I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to read it. And it says, convicted felons should not be able to pardon convicted felons. Also, convicted felons should not be allowed to be in the Oval Office. We didn't do this. MAGA and a couple of handful of dumb black people did this. Some of them I thought they was intelligent until they did this. A lot of Cubans and Latinos, they did this. But we didn't do this. MAGA in the chat did this. So I'm going to show y'all something that Plies said, and I agree totally with Plies. So this is Plies' statement that he posted on his social media page. And I'm going to read it. Hit the like button, please. Plies says, removes federal charges, talking about Donald Trump, removes federal charges, knowing the state charges will keep them incarcerated. He's talking about Hoover. Pardon someone who's already home and had already paid their debts to society. That little young rapper. I can't remember his name because I'm older. I'm in my 50s. And then he says, linking yourself to both situations just to receive praise and credit. That's the vain in Donald Trump, who's not attracted to be vain. It's something that only a con artist would do. And Donald Trump is a con man. So this is something that he would do. So the pardons are pretty much are fake because Hoover can't get out because he has state charges. So whether he's pardoned, he commuted. He didn't even pardon Hoover because Hoover black. He ain't quick to give pardons to black people unless there's a lot of cheddar involved. So he commuted Hoover. And what is that little young rapper? I don't keep up with that kind of rap music. I wouldn't dare listen to. Well, anyway, he was already home. So that doesn't count. See, Donald Trump tried to insult black people's intelligence because he need our votes. But we ain't falling for it, Dunny boy. You understand, Dunny boy? We're not falling for it. We educated. Okay, so we all know about the FEMA situation. He has taken away all the funding for FEMA. So all these disasters are happening. The people can't get their homes fixed. The insurance reneged on them. Zero money for FEMA. Hold on.
Talk about what is not in this bill. There is no money for emergency management for FEMA because you are voting for a bill that includes nothing for money
300 million for Trump to go golfing.
But do not worry, there is money for FEMA. You know what that's for? For Donald Trump to play golf. $300 million to reimburse local law enforcement for presidential protection related to activities by the president. Let's talk about.
You take away from FEMA but you spend money into your golfing, Donald Trump. Take away from the children's school lunches, but you can play golf all the time. You spent $300 million in golf. You take away from Medicaid, but you spent $300 million in golf. You ain't even been in office long. You just got in there. That's why I call him trash. He doesn't believe the children are our future. He doesn't care about your elderly grandmother or your mom that got to get kicked out the nursing home. He doesn't care. MAGA, he doesn't care, boo. He just used you. You're a cheap hooker. He used you. So this right here is fascinating. Please watch. Donald against Donald. Donald versus Donald. Hold on.
Arabia giving $25 million, Qatar, all of these countries. These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money.
Not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense, and you should know better.
Why don't you give back the money that you've taken from certain countries that treat certain groups of people so horribly?
You should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
Why don't you give back the money? I think it would be a great gesture.
I thought it was a beautiful gesture. Now, there are those that say we shouldn't be accepting gifts to the Defense Department. And I would say only a stupid person would say that.
It should have never happened. And I think you owe an explanation to the American people.
We're giving to everybody else. Why wouldn't I accept the gift?
If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo. Saudi Arabia giving $25 million. Qatar.
Okay, MAGA is a cheap hooker. Donald Trump is a high dollar hooker. He's getting what? $400 million jet that's 13 years old from Qatar. They only gave him that jet because they don't want it. And they don't. Donnie likes to be flattered. He's a high dollar hooker, and MAGA are cheap hookers. Donald Trump has sold the presidency. Donald Trump can be bought, and he has been bought. And people that bought that Bitcoin, his crypto, they're cheap hookers, but they paid a high price for it. More corruption in the White House. Hold on.
It's a heartbreakingly long list. This is just 20 or so examples of corrupt behavior in the first 6 weeks of the Trump presidency.
6 weeks.
So here it goes. We're going to start on January 17th. On January 17th, Trump launches the meme coin. This is maybe the most corrupt of all the acts, because what is the meme coin? The meme coin is essentially a mechanism by which Russian oligarchs or corporate CEOs can literally send money privately directly to Donald Trump. Nobody knows who buys the meme coin, but Trump makes money when people buy it. And so it is just an open sewer valve that allows for anybody who is trying to influence the Trump administration to be able to secretly funnel money to Donald Trump. He reserves 80% of the coin. He waits to release that coin until the price jumps back up again, which essentially means he's waiting for people who want favors from him to buy a bunch of the coin to inflate the value so that he releases more and makes more money. It's a disgusting kind of corruption, because this is essentially Trump just posting his Venmo for anybody secretly to wire him as much money as they want. We've never seen something like this before, where anybody who has anything to gain from the Trump administration through a manipulation of the value of Trump's meme coin can funnel money directly to the president. Whisper in his ear, that was me. That was me that purchased all that coin, that jumped up the value, that allowed you to release new coin. Hey, take care of me.
Pure corruption.
On January. So this is a heartbreakingly long list. This is just...
I'm telling y'all, scandal, corruption is Donald Trump. That entire cabinet is scandal and corruption. Bundy, connection to Qatar. Corruption. Crypto scheme he's pulling. Corruption. Accepting that jet from Qatar. Corruption. And everything I'm going to show you is all facts.
Trump, it is a great and painful work ahead of us. We are going to have to reform this government. We're going to have to reform the parties. We're We're going to have to reform ourselves as citizens. We're going to have to never again allow this kind of authoritarianism and corruption and kleptocracy to define our country. After Trump, it is a great and painful work ahead of us. We are going to have to reform this government. We're going to have to reform the parties. We're going to have to reform ourselves as citizens. We're going to have to never again allow this kind of authoritarianism and corruption and kleptocracy to define our country. After Trump,
there's going to have to be a lot of healing in our country. I wrote about that in my magazine, Queen Magazine. I wrote about it in my fall issue, and I wrote about it in my winter issue. There's going to have to be a lot of healing for this country. Donald Trump has set us back so many years, so many years. And I've been having a lot of flashbacks about the good old days. These were the good old days, y'all.
I wanna kiss you, make you feel alright. I'm just so tired to shed my nights. I wanna cry and I wanna love, put all my tears in you.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna take the music out and just let it play. These were the good old days. We don't have this anymore. These were the good old days. Barack Obama came in. He pulled us out of a recession. Donald Trump has dunked our heads in the water. We are in that recession, deep down in the water. And he would not tell us we're in a recession, but we the people know we are. The prices have gone up for everything. I just went and got gas. I'm like, God, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And it don't matter that I got premium gas because regular gas is $3.80 something cent. I think $3.89 is where the regular gas is. I have to get premium gas. So it doesn't matter what kind of gas you get, it's expensive. I went to the grocery store just now because like I told you, I got my peach cobblers cooking very low right now in my oven. I cooked 2 today. They're in the oven right now. Those were the good old days. When President Joe Biden left the Oval Office, we were in a decent place. We wasn't as in a great place as it was with President Obama, but we were good. This is the most frightening I have felt in my adult life. Even when Bush put us in a hole and in a recession, it wasn't like now. We're in dark moments with Donald Trump have us so deep down in the water that our heads have been dunked in the water every day. Every morning we wake up, Donald Trump is dunking our heads in the water. We can barely breathe in this economy. We fall down, and we get up. But right now I'm scared. Are we actually getting up, or we just making it to our knees, one knee on the ground? We're just trying to breathe after being dunked so much. So little Marco Rubio, he knew exactly who Donald Trump was, and he still joined his cabinet. Hold on, y'all. I keep hitting that thing. Sorry. Hold on.
Well, the way he built Trump Towers, he'll be using illegal immigrant labor to do it.
Such a cute soundbite. But here's the guy that buys a house for $179,000. He sells it to a lobbyist who's probably here for $380,000.
He just pull a stunt like you did, Donnie. He pull a stunts like you, Donnie.
You tell me about this guy. This is what we're going to have.
Donnie went rent to black people. They had good credit and the money.
$200 million. You know where Donald Trump would be right now? Selling watches in Manhattan.
I have to say, he lied this time. He lied. 100%.
No one lies more than you, Donnie.
You lied to the students of Trump University.
38 years ago.
He lied 38 years ago. All right, I guess there's a statute of limitation on lies. If he builds the wall the way he built Trump Towers, he'll be using illegal immigrant labor to do it.
Such a cute soundbite. But here's the guy that buys a house for $179,000. He sells it to a lobbyist who's probably here for $380,000.
And Barney was a lobbyist for Qatar.
You tell me about this guy. This is what we're going to have.
Here's the guy that inherited $200 million. If he hadn't inherited $200 million, you know where Donald Trump would be right now?
And all that money.
I have to say, he lied this time. He lied. 100%. 100%.
No one lies more than Donnie.
You lied to the students of Trump University.
38 years ago.
Oh, he lied 38 years ago. All right, I guess there's a statute of limitation on lies.
There's no statute of limitation on lies, Donnie. Y'all, my hair is all in my mouth. Sorry, in my eyes, in my mouth. There's no statute of limitation on lies, Donnie. We don't forget that you lie. Donnie, you get the championship of being a compulsive liar. You get that ring, baby. And everything that was said in this video is straight facts about Donnie. Everything. You use the brown and black people. I would say, let's talk about the brown people. You use up the brown people to do all your work at your houses. You knew they weren't documented. To work at your hotels. You knew they was not documented, Donnie. And now you want to send them away like they're trash. But you are the trash, Donald J. Trump. Oh, Taco Man.
This could be the new YMCA. They can play it at rallies.
I love it. Y'all, can I watch that again? I just totally love that. Taco Man. I love it, y'all. I love it. I'm sorry. I just love it. I love it. So Cubans for Trump, egg in your face. Sorry, egg in your face. I love my black and brown people. I love everybody in the world. But this is egg in your face. You did this to yourself. So I'm going to show y'all a couple of slides, and I'm going to read something to you as well. So this is the Supreme Court allows Trump to revoke TPS for Cubans and deport them. And there's some white Cubans too, but some of them getting deported too. Your lighter skin ain't going to work with this, baby, and I'm sorry for you. So I'm going to read it to you, babies. The Supreme Court rules today that Trump administration can move forward to revoking humanitarian parole for more than 500,000 immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Donnie, do not send them nowhere. Send them where they come from. Don't send them to El Salvador because that is not right. What if somebody take your son, that young Baron that wanted to get into Harvard, didn't get into Harvard, alleged, and send him to El Salvador? You wouldn't like that. That's not the Christian thing to do. You, the man that's selling those knockoff Bibles. Okay. This temporary protection status allowed these immigrants to live and work in the U.S. legally. Now the Trump administration can move forward towards deporting these immigrants. Cubans have made up a significant amount of Trump support in the states like Florida, Pennsylvania, and New York. Even though those who were here on parole were not allowed to vote, many of their families supported Trump because he promised to protect them. Yeah, he did. The court did not explain its ruling. Instead, the court just ordered a stay of lower court litigation. I'm sorry. So I'm going to show you some more photos. This is more photos when they was out there rallying for Trump, and he just SHIT'd all over them. Rallying for Trump, and he SHIT'd all over you. More Cubans for Trump. When are you gonna learn? Will you ever learn? Trump don't like your skin. Cubans for Trump. But like I said, there's even white Cubans, as you know. So he's even sending them away. I guess that's pale complexion. It's not helping you. It's sad, but it's true. It's not helping you, boo. Sad, but it's true. So Elon stole Stephen Miller's wife. That's why he got the black eye, y'all. Hold on. Let me take a sip of water. 1 moment. This is a mess, y'all. This is a mess. The White House is ghetto trailer park trash. That's the White House. Elon, are you okay? The eye. Strange behavior in the Oval Office.
It's a very sad case. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case. Because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But I don't think Harvard's been acting very nicely. I think
look at Elon's eye, y'all. He got beat up by Stephen Miller. And he tried to lie and say his son did it.
So that was Elon Musk at Donald Trump's press conference today, and he just looks unwell. Like, it looks like he's on something during this video. And the timing of this
he
couldn't
on
be
one.
more interesting.
Definitely
because
on
there was
one.
just this major expose in the New York Times today talking about Elon Musk's substance use. This paragraph in particular is especially damning and shows you how often he was using substances. I mean, he carried a medication box with 20 pills a day. It seems like perhaps some of this might be taking place right there, but again, not a doctor, not an expert here. It just looks like something is off. I think anybody can tell that. So if you're a doctor, let me know what you think in the comments, but this is not normal.
Elon, let me tell you something, because you keep going against God's chosen ones. And what you're doing in Tennessee in that black neighborhood, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to keep falling. London Bridge is falling down. The white South African is suffering. Yeah. And we like it. I love it. And right now, we're going to see something. Trump's little feelings are hurt. Little boy blue, go blow your horn to the sheep and the cattle and the metals and the corn. Danny boy, we don't care.
The news right now, Donald Trump is reportedly extremely irritated that his team didn't tell him about the taco trend, referring to Wall Street thinking taco stands for Trump always chickens out, as it relates to his trade policy, as it relates to his tariffs. According to CNN reporting, Donald Trump was not just irritated at the question and the fact that people are saying that he's chickening out, but he's very irritated at his own staff because they never briefed him on it. And in the Oval Office, allegedly, that was the first time during that press conference that he heard about the taco trend or the taco phrase. And to make matters worse for him, the taco memes of him in a taco, him wearing a chicken costume, I mean, they're exploding all over the internet right now as we speak. They have been since Wednesday, since that press conference in which Donald Trump lashed out, saying that it was one of the worst questions he's ever heard and that he never wanted to hear that question come out of a reporter's mouth again. So that's the way to spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this.
Donald Trump, you are not people's daddy. You work for the American people. You treat us Americans like we work for you because you making our tax dollars money and you're doing whatever you want to with our tax dollars money. Listen here, clown. The orange man in the Oval Office, the pissity pins man. American people do not work for you. You work for the American people, and you better start comprehending because we're getting you out of there and we're getting your entire cabinet out of there. We're going to vote them out. I'm sick of you, Donnie. Donald Trump he's destroying America.
Massive. European nations such as Portugal are officially canceling their order for U.S.-made fighter jets like the F-35s, and they'll instead replace their aging F-16s with European-built fighters. This is thanks to Donald Trump's awful leadership as commander-in-chief, as Portugal and other European nations no longer trust working with the U.S., and they don't respect our current leadership. An official from Portugal's military said, quote, "We need allies we can rely on, and that's no longer the case with the U.S. Sweden is now likely to follow, and other European nations, along with Australia and New Zealand, are all reassessing their military purchasing plans. This shift is a direct response to the ongoing failures in the Trump regime, and it's set to deal a serious blow to American defense giants like Lockheed Martin, who's a major Trump donor. With our closest allies deciding not to align with us anymore, Trump is causing the rest of the world to lose respect for our country, all because of his incompetent leadership. Hopefully, more and more countries decide not to work with us anymore, especially when it comes to the military-industrial complex, so companies like Lockheed Martin can no longer send Donald Trump billions of dollars. This is massive. European nations such as Portugal are officially canceling.
America, we're in danger. We have somebody in the Oval Office that's the leader of the country. He can't be honest. He can't do honest things so we could keep our tie with other countries. Canada don't care for us. China ain't effing with us. And even though the two courts and two judges have said that the tariffs are illegal and they have removed them, this is the thing, y'all. The prices will not go down. They are already up. They're not going to change the prices. The damage has been done to the American people. Melania is making fun of Donald Trump's little ping. You see what I'm talking about? You can look at Blubber Boy and tell it's very small. It will never be big. It never has been. And you owe all the black women you ever slept with down, you owe them reparations. And I'm not going to stop talking about it till we get something done about you causing them mental illness and all kind of mental anguish when they laid up with you. You owe all those black women reparations. Any black woman that laid up with Donald Trump, you better get your reparations in any means, in any form necessary.
Out of my chair laughing my ass off. This idea that Donald Trump has sustained some version of emotional distress because of the editing that was not deceptive by 60 Minutes. I mean, please, you know what? Don't insult the intelligence of the American people. We know you live in a state of emotional torture, Donald Trump, because number one, you're a convicted felon. Number two, you are the taco toddler. And number three, I guess I could just keep on going, right? You're just a big effing baby.
Oh, she ain't never lied. And I got something to show y'all. Hold up. Wait a minute. She ain't never lied. He is the taco toddler. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on. He's definitely everything she just said. The taco toddler. I'm glad she made that statement. Yeah. Just a moment. One moment, please. Y'all, my hair and my eyes is about to drive me crazy and keep getting on my lips and everything. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Jeffro. Where is that video I showed y'all? I've been working on so many videos. I got stuff saved in my phone because I be putting up shorts. Where is that video of Donald Trump having a temper tantrum? Hold on. I know I didn't delete that, y'all. I know I didn't. Hold on. Don't give up on me. One moment. That's something I made sure I did not delete. Y'all, when y'all get a chance, check out my shorts because I do a lot of shorts as well. They're very humorous. I won't take my foot off Donnie's neck. I just showed y'all that. That's how I know I didn't get rid of it. Hold on. One moment, y'all. Where is it, God? Y'all, I know I didn't delete that. That I know I didn't. Hold on. Here we go. Donald Trump, the toddler.
He's not done breaking things. You might be next on his list. Imagine trusting him with the real toys.
I gotta show you it out. I gotta show that again, y'all. Hold on.
He's not done breaking things. You might be next on his list. Imagine trusting him with the real toys.
I love it. I love it, yo. I love it. I do. Yes, God. And we're gonna go up out of here after this. Donald Trump always checking out. Taco Man, Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump always chickens out. The Taco Man. Taco Man, Donald Trump. Y'all, I had a good time. I want to thank y'all for coming to my live. Hopefully, I will see y'all tomorrow. I enjoy you all. Hit that like button before you leave out, please. I love each and every last one of y'all. Enjoy this beautiful day. It's breezy outside, nice and cool, not too hot. Get out there, enjoy yourself. I love you. Have an amazing day. Bye.